back bling. Back bling.
Welcome. Take your time getting settled in. This is Built-in Tempo. Tonight is a conversation about what this is and why it exists. Tonight isn't about answers. It's not about pitching something new, a new idea or something like that. It's not fast content. It's about pacing. And seeing what happens when we slow down. You see, you don't have to talk here. Listening, it counts. If something resonates, feel free to share it in the chat. Different formats, one tempo. This is Built-in Tempo. Tonight we're going to be talking about one simple topic. Why it exists, right? So I'm going to kind of break it down. It's going to go from why Street Scene Review no longer exists, why I decided to shift patterns, and at the end of the day, what the direction I'm heading is. What is Built-in Tempo? Why does it exist? You see, it's more than just an idea at the end of the day, right? Part of the reason I started Street Scene Review in the first place was because I wanted to create content around things I enjoyed. And I really love automotive stuff. And in general, I mean, I love working on it, sort of not my favorite thing. I definitely don't mind the body work and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I really, really love driving cars, going fast, being around them, watching other people do amazing things with them, whether it be building them, driving them, stunting them, whatever they're doing. And so I was like, well, maybe I can build something around that. And so thus Street Scene Review was born. It was born with a group of friends in a garage right before COVID, right around 8 years ago. And to be honest with you, if it had never been created, I would not have had some of the experiences I have today. So it's not something I take lightly when I say I'm closing its doors. It's not something that came without a large amount of thought. And that the thoughts that I came up with, the things that made me decide why close Street Scene Review's doors, they're not just one thing here, two things there. It's a plethora of things. But if I were to really all boil it down into just one thing, honestly, truthfully, it would have to be I love a lot of different hobbies, simply put. And it's hard to focus in on one and not feel like the others are getting put to the wayside or feel burnt out on the one because of, well, just the kind of person that I am, really. Welcome in, Scrappy Doo. Thank you for being a part of the tempo. Enjoy the stay. We're here because, if you didn't catch that first bit, we're here because we're building something. And so Built-in Tempo is something that has been kind of on my mind for quite some time, really. So I was running Street Scene Review for, as I stated, 8 years, right? Up until this point, it's been just one amazing adventure after another. We've been able to go to different festivals. I've announced at quite a few of them. And I'm going to continue to do that. That's not stopping. Just because I'm closing Street Scene Reviews doors doesn't mean I don't still love automotive stuff. It's going to stay with what I'm doing. Built-in Tempo is a way for me to take everything I love and encompass it under one heading. I have many hobbies. I've mentioned that a couple times now throughout the stream. And to be truthful with you, it's hard to want to focus in on just one. It's as simple as that. So here we are, right? We're focusing in on many hobbies, finding a rhythm, and that was a really big thing for me, rhythm. And we'll get into that in just a minute. But I want to circle back real quick to Street Scene Review because it's not something I take lightly. I mean, it can't just be like, well, he's just throwing it off to the wayside because he likes other hobbies. That's not the sole reason. At the end of the day, I mean, I want to create content. I want to make things. I want to stream. I want to talk about things that matter, that are important to me and to maybe some other people, to the listeners, to whoever, At the end of the day, I want to see what I can do and what I can say and how I can say it and what we can build as a result of that. And so this is really something that involves not just me, but anybody here in the stream, you, Scrappy Doo, being quite literally my first viewer. Thank you, by the way. That's stoked. I can't. Hearts for that. But also because I want to be able to create more than just automotive content. I want something that I can do. I want something that I can do that grows into something bigger than just me. Right? So I'm creating Built-in Tempo. I've created Built-in Tempo with that mindset. So you're going to see a lot of different things on the stream, and we're going to kind of break into that as we talk more. But I am still going to include automotive content. I'm going to break down a whole bunch of really cool stuff surrounding that. And I'm actually just going to be releasing that on my personal profiles. So if you don't follow me on Instagram, it's Joshua B. Spenson. And if you don't follow me on Facebook, it's literally just Joshua Spencer. By the way, if you didn't catch that, my name's Joshua Spencer. I'm your tempo master here for Built-in Tempo, and we are creating vibes each and every Thursday night at 7 p.m. We're already 7 minutes into it, and we are having a good time so far. All I got to say is, though, it's not something that comes without a little bit of pain, right? Like Street Scene Review, it was built with a bunch of friends in a garage, and those friends helped me become the man I am today. I went through some tough times during the building of it, including finding out about some health problems with my sister and my mother, both, which were not good. My sister has since passed 4 years ago. But during that time when I found out about what was going on, I didn't take it very well. I wasn't handling my emotions very well, and I pushed away a lot of people with anger, and that's not something that's necessarily healthy, right? And so that's part of the reason why after spending some time by myself trying to run Street Scene Review, I was like, well, what's going on here? Like, why? Like, I couldn't find quite the purpose that I wanted to, like I had originally with the automotive stuff. And I kept pulling to, like, wanting to do more than just that. I wanted to do bigger things. I wanted to create more content around whatever I wanted. Like, I didn't want to feel confined, really, at the end of the day. I didn't want to feel confined, right? And so I just kind of sat on it. I've been honestly sitting on this idea for about 2 years now. I knew I wanted to make sure I had the right gear, the right setup, the right capability so that it looked good. So at the end of the day, I didn't even have a name up until a few months ago. It kind of just came to me at 3 o'clock in the morning. I was like, oh, Built-in Tempo. Because as I've been sitting there, as I sat there with this brand that I had created with my friends in a garage that I then ended up pushing away because of my own lack of mental fortitude. Shout out Men's Mental Health Matters for the record. But I sat there quietly in my thoughts and I was like, all right, what's going on here? Why am I not getting the same passion I once did. And a lot of it came down to the fact that those people that helped me build that brand, Street Scene Review, they helped me make that brand what it was. And I don't feel right by carrying it any further. I really don't. I don't feel right by trying to build it into something bigger without them attached. And everybody's kind of gone on their own way. And it also just didn't resonate like it did because it was a group thing. It was for all of us. We all had skin in the game, and it just didn't. It's not something that can be ran by one person, really, truthfully, honestly. Not just because it's a lot of work, which it was, but also because it just wasn't meant for that. It was meant to be a group thing. It was meant to be for a lot of people to come together under one heading and enjoy a common understanding. There are amazing groups that do that right now that I am a part of. As a result of Street Scene Review, I've met them and decided, you know what, I love being a part of this. And that's part of why you'll see me still with Drift Colorado, and you'll see me with different organizations like Down to Earth and things like that. And so I'm still going to be organizing stuff with them. I'm still going to be announcing the entire Drift Colorado series this season. And I've worked something out with Steve with Stoke Style on his live stream side of things to make sure it works out, that everybody's happy. And that way I can make sure I'm doing not just, the Pro AM, but I'm also doing the street class. So you're going to see a lot more of me there. I'm also going to be at all of the Down to Earth local shows because I just have a sweet spot in my heart for AJ and everything that he does. So we're going to be there. I might even make it out to some other festivals and do my thing there as well. I don't know yet. So we're still going to be doing automotive content at the end of the day. It's just under a different heading because I'm also going to be jamming in some gaming content. I'm going to be jamming in maybe some art. I'm going to be doing talk shows like this every Thursday night. We're going to be talking about different things, whether it be, automotive stuff in the world today, new tech that's coming out, new motors, new builds, whatever it might be. And I'm going to let you know if you follow on our socials, Built-in Tempo. Right now, we only have a Facebook. I'm going to be building an Instagram, as well as, I guess, an X. I've not ever really been one to want to be on there. I haven't decided yet, but we're going to do it. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to put all of my hobbies, all the things I enjoy, you can even see I've got some of it right behind me, under one roof. We're going to do our thing, and it's going to be pretty sweet. And I hope to grow at a pace that falls under a tempo that flies with a kind of jive. I want to vibe. We're going to do DJ sets from time to time, and I'll let you know more about that as we grow on our socials. Shout out, though. Let me read. I got some stats here on the chat. Yeah, the real ones are always there, Scrappy Doo. You are not wrong. I mean, at the end of the day, that's the whole point of it, right? And I kind of realized throughout the entire experience that I have found that I surrounded myself in that time, in that period, with a large group of people. And recently I've been more confined with who I keep close to me. And that's not to say that those people who helped me build Street Scene Review were not people valued and that I would have considered close to me. It's that at the time I didn't know how to value friendships the way I do now. Right? And so if they had met me any later in my life, it maybe would have been different. But I also believe that we meet people in time periods, right? We go, we float, we exchange different things with these people, and as a result, we grow. And I just feel like without that timeline growth, without that ability to exchange interactions with people throughout the timeline, we may not be the people we are today. So, those people that I met with Street Scene Review, they are amazing. I still talk to a large portion of them. Some of them not so much, and that's, it's sad, but it is what it is. That's part of life, is we find our ways and we move on. I have nothing but great things to say about each and every individual that helped me build Street Scene Review, including the ones that built it on the side, I have some majorly strong supporters as a result of that company, and I hope that a lot of you guys would be willing to carry over with me, because I do believe that we can do something amazing with more than just automotive content. I believe that we can maybe even change some lives along the way for the better. And so that's kind of the goal with Built-in Tempo. I found in my time throughout all of these ponderings by myself, sitting there quietly, wondering, how am I going to do the next content? How am I going to do this? What's the next thing? I found myself going, oh my God, this is overwhelming. It is too much. Right? How do you deal with something that's too much, that's supposed to be something that you're supposed to like love and enjoy and do for the rest of your life, but it just burns you out? Like, what's the point, right? And so I had to sit there and I had to figure out why. Why did it feel like it was too much? Why? And so at the end of the day, I kind of figured it out. I sat here and I went, okay, well, it's too much because the content, the algorithm, the way it has to be created, it's become that way because we as a society made it that way. We decided, well, let's just not have any kind of attention span or understanding to the things of the matter. The whole thing, like, you load into a web page, and if you don't hook somebody within the first 3 seconds, it might even be 1.5 seconds now. It keeps shortening, truthfully. The fact of the matter is that it keeps happening like that, right? I'm tired of it. And in my experience and my understanding, if you want to see some change in the world, you got to be that change you want to see in the most, right? That's literally, Gandhi said it, right? You got to be the change you want to see most in the world. So I'm setting out to do just that with Built-in Tempo. I want to show the world that you can create something that is amazing with a little bit of effort, a little bit of rhythm. You know, everybody has their own rhythm, so you just have to find it at the end of the day. You find your rhythm, and you go, all right, I'm going to create this thing, whatever it might be. If it's a business, if it's a new career goal, it could be literally anything. It's about finding the rhythm. If I hadn't done Street Scene Review, if I hadn't spent the time with those people and then tried to do it myself and carry it for as long as I had, I would have never gotten into the industry that I am in currently. I wouldn't be able to say that I've experienced the things that I have without those interactions. So at the end of the day, life is its own rhythm. So now you have to figure out how to find that rhythm, take advantage of it to the best of your ability so that you can create the flow that is your universe. We want to create a flow that drives the change around us. We want to be that ripple effect and see something drastic or even micro. Maybe we won't see the change, but at the end of the day, I want to do this because I feel like it's the right thing to do, and I feel like it's going to be a fun adventure along the way. And that's why we're here. We're here because I like doing weird things, crazy things, and I've spent a lot of time trying to figure out what it is I want to do, and here we are because I finally figured it out. Built-in Tempo. One rhythm, many niches. So what you can expect to see over the following months, years, weeks, I don't know, it just kind of depends on how things go, but I am going to shoot for every single Thursday. You're going to expect to see me sitting here, my lovely face, I know. Beautiful. Woo! Talking about a different topic every single Thursday, 7 p.m. We're going to be talking about something. Sometimes I might shift it up. I might say, you know what? We're not going to chat. We're going to game tonight. But every single Thursday, I am going to be going live with you beautiful people on the stream. By the way, Scrappy Doo, thank you. I appreciate the shout out of the channel name. I spent a decent amount of time trying to come up with a new one, something that I felt rang true to everything that I've built. And that's part of the reason I named it that way. It's because that rhythm that I found in my life that helped carry me to where I am today. And I truly believe that if you find that rhythm in your life, that it can carry you to amazing heights, each and every one of you. And I believe that for all of you. Every height is different, every shift, every pattern is different. Where you go is different. Heck, you might even do one of these things, but that might still be a huge accomplishment in and of itself because you're on your own path. You're on your own wavelength, your own spectrum. We all are. That's the beauty of life. We have the freedom to do it, so let's take full advantage of it. Let's make something, build something together, and maybe at the end of the day, hopefully you guys can learn something through my experiences along the way. You know, it's not a simple task at the end of the day. I know it's not. It's going to be a large amount of things. I see that we have more viewers, and I appreciate each and every one of you. Welcome. Hang out. Feel free to chat if you want to. But in the full spectrum of things, I'm going to kind of bring it back. We're talking about why built-in tempo exists, right? And so the full kind of bring back to that is we are here because all of the understandings that have led up to this, right? I spent the last 8 years finding my rhythm, and eventually it just kind of clicked, and here we are. And that's why I named it that way. Built-in tempo is named because of rhythm. So at the meantime, we're just going to kind of chill. We're going to go over some stuff. I have so many cool things that we're going to break down, and I'm going to kind of spend the next portion of this stream breaking down what it is we're going to be doing. I know I've mentioned, yes, gaming, yes, a little bit of DJ streams and some automotive stuff. We're going to go to a whole new height with that even. We're going to create some stories, and that's the point. I want to story tell. I want to be here to bring you guys on an adventure just like I have been on for the last few years. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people don't get to experience all the same things, right? And that's okay. We all have different experiences in our life. But I want to bring as many people along for the ride as possible. And I want to make sure that maybe we can lift each other up in the meantime, you know? It's a vibe here at Built-in Tempo, and that's what I'm trying to create. I'm trying to conjure something that slows us down a little bit, that doesn't worry about what the algorithm says, doesn't worry about where we're going or why we're going there. It just simply is being in the moment, whatever that moment might be, whether it's conversating about the latest and greatest technology that came out, the newest AI, the newest fluke with AI, #Grok. We'll talk about that later. Or even potentially going into some of the new tech that's going into the automotive world. For instance, I heard that the Toyota GT is going to be pretty sick. If you guys haven't seen it, it's on the roads now. And we're going to break down stuff like that. We're going to talk about things that I'm passionate about. We're going to enjoy the topic of life, whatever it might be in the moment. We're also going to spend some time breaking down games. We're not doing speed runs or anything like that. I'm not trying to play the same games that the rest of the world is. I play what I like, and I play it because I enjoy it, and I hope you can find some enjoyment out of that too. So we're going to be breaking down some games like No Man's Sky, a little bit of Arc Raiders, and, who knows what else. We also have a sim right behind the camera there, right back there somewhere. There's a sim. Yes, you heard it right. I'm going to be doing some driving. You're going to be learning how to drift with me, as well as maybe doing some GT-style time attack, who knows what. So you're going to be joining me for that as well. We're going to do multi-camera streams off of that, as well as a little bit of artwork. I've been getting into fish tanks, so maybe we'll do a live stream with some fish tanks in one of my DJ sets one of these days. I don't know. And that's the beauty of it, because there is no boundaries here. There's no limits here. It is simply following the rhythm within a tempo that exists for no other purpose than to be in the moment. And that's kind of the beauty of it, right? Is we're here to be in the moment of the tempo. I know I sound a little redundant, but that's kind of the idea, is rhythm comes with redundancy. So does life. And so sometimes you might hear me repeat myself. Sometimes you may not. But at the end of the day, that's the beauty of it, is it's human. I'm here. No script. No predetermination of how it's going to go. Yes, I do my research and kind of create an idea and build it. But at the end of the day, it's just you and me sitting here, raw dogging this baby boy. Oh, yeah. But yeah, so that's kind of the idea behind all of it, is it's just a way to experience many things within that one rhythm without having to feel like I'm going off brand, or I'm not doing enough to hit the algorithm, or I'm not doing enough to create enough views. I don't care anymore. I just want to create content. And if you enjoy that content, sweet. Come hang with me. And for those of you that are currently hanging with me in the chat, I appreciate you. We're here vibing and talking about how the tempo of life creates new understandings, right? If we don't create that new understanding, if we don't push for something bigger, if we don't leap into new understandings without a little bit of faith, then what's the point in life, really, truthfully? Why? Why would we even try to live if we don't have new things to go for? That's how we're wired. We're human, right? Our human nature is to try and drive into something new, or else we become stagnant. And that's just not my type. I'm not a stagnant individual. I don't want to be that way. And so we're just going to keep doing our thing. We're going to vibe together. We're going to do a little bit of this and a little bit of that. In the meantime, I'm going to take just a brief moment, and we will be right back. And we are back at it. I want to point out one of the cool things that I got going with this new stream. It's this camera here. Watch this. I'm going to stand up. How cool is that, right? So that's one of the things that I mean when I say I'm trying to bring a level of... Bring it back over here. I'm trying to bring a level of understanding to the stream, to the experience, to built-in tempo that elevates just the experience, the whole idea, the whole understanding. And so I've purchased new gear. I'm sure you noticed the lighting going on and so on and such forth, which is pretty cool. And that doesn't necessarily make or break a stream. It takes a lot of different elements, but I really just wanted to make sure that we set the standard on this first stream the right way. So let me know what you think in the comments. I'm going to be posting bits and pieces of this up all over social media as well. So, y'all let me know what you think in the comments of the new stream, how it looks, what you like, what you dislike, different things like that. what you want to see from me, what you're expecting based off of what I've said. I know I've said I'm going to play a couple of games. Are there any games that maybe you would want me to play? It doesn't mean I will, but I'm intrigued. I like to hear your opinion. Speaking of hearing your opinion, if you want to share your opinion and it's off stream, you should definitely check out our Discord channel. We're going to be building just about everything and having our off-topic conversations there. Pardon me while I look away. I had to get the Discord up. So basically, yeah, I got a new Discord channel. You're welcome to check it out. I'm going to drop the link to it inside of the Twitch chat here. But it is called Tempo Logic. You can look it up and apply to be a part of it and everything like that. But you can drop any information, chat about the stream, tell me what you think, give me your piece of advice, tell me if you think I'm just a terrible human being, whatever you want. Honestly, the whole idea is to open up the conversation topic in a flow state that allows us to be open and honest with each other. However, that does come with an understanding that our flow is mindful, right? We're not here to bash each other. We're not here to hate on each other. We're here to uplift and create a common core human understanding that is shared unity at the end of the day. Everybody has their own opinions. We're not talking about, different things. We're not getting political on this channel. We're not doing any of that. We're just talking about tech. We're talking about passions. We're talking about things we enjoy. Because that's the whole point. Like, we're here living this life, and there's a lot going on. There always will be. That's the thing. There's always going to be something going on. So let's find a way to enjoy it to the best of our ability. And let the frickin' tempo do the rest. Honestly, that's what it is. There is a tempo. There is a rhythm to life. So let's let that rhythm do the rest while we focus on what's important to us and how we can enjoy it while we're here. So that said, yes, I know I got a little off topic there. I want to invite you all to this server, so I'm going to copy this bad boy over, which is what I'm doing right now. Paste it in the chat. Voom, and there you go. There is your official invite to Tempo Logic and everything that is our Discord server. We're going to be talking about DJ sessions, if you think you want to make some music advice there, or just talk about whatever. If you want to meet up with other people and play some games, that is a wonderful place to do so. I'm in there whenever. You can at me if you have questions, or if you just want to vibe or play some games, or even race with me, or if you're like, you know what, I want to know when you're live. That's a really good way to do it too, is because I will always ping in the announcement channel when we go live, what we're doing, stuff like that. Any kind of announcements we make, go there first. So yes, check out the Discord, Tempo Logic. Definitely worth a few minutes of your time. In the meantime, I'm going to kind of break it down. I know we've kind of touched on it here and there. We've talked about gaming. We've talked about the streaming of the, the sim races. We've talked about what tempo the gaming is going to be in and kind of how that works. I've mentioned some of the games I'm going to play. I plan on playing them in the most entertaining way I can, but really, truthfully, I'm playing them in a way that I enjoy them. That's the whole point, right? Because I think people forget about it. They forget that gaming isn't just about making money. It's truly not just about making money. And a lot of these streamers, they kind of create a facade, or they make people feel that that's what it is because of the money that they make. Not because they're driving towards it, but simply because it puts this back wall, right? Like, everybody wants to stream, everybody wants to make the money, everybody wants to be the next big thing. And sure, don't get me wrong, I do too, but at the end of the day, that's not why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I want to create a space for people to just simply be themselves, and whatever that looks like, right? So you can do what you want on your own space, but when you're in our Discord server, when you're on our chat here, we're here for the tempo. That's the whole idea. So just make sure that you follow those rules, and we'll have a good time. It's pretty simple. In the meantime, I don't really like talking about rules. I like talking about gaming. I like talking about car stuff. So one of the things that I was going to mention is we are going to be trying to go live while I work on the Datsun. Yeah, I know some of you are like, what is going on with the Datsun, dude? I haven't seen any updates, and that's because I haven't been able to work on it, and I am really hating myself for it. So maybe you guys can encourage me by helping watch me work on it together and watch me break my knuckles and bleed all over my car. So that'll be one of the things we do in addition to playing some playthroughs of games and different assortments of racing and drifting and automotive festivals and things of that nature. But in addition to that, we're also maybe going to do we're going to be doing some DJ streams. I'm going to be bringing you all on your own vibey journey. I'm not going to be doing them every Thursday. I haven't decided what schedule I want to do to release that because I am also freelancing on the side to make sure I can keep the lights on and pay for all this cool tech so that you guys can watch me blab on. So at the end of the day, that is going to happen. Don't know when, but you can at least understand that I will be here every single Thursday talking to you about the things that I enjoy, the things that matter to me, and the things that I am currently passionate about. That said, I think next week we're going to get into a bit of a topic that is going to be kind of fun. We're going to be talking about some automotive stuff because I've kind of broke it down that isn't something that I'm moving away from, and you're correct. I'm not. Got to get the camera right. I'm not moving away from it. What we're going to do, though, is I'm going to break it down in a few simple topics we're going to talk about. I've already kind of trended on it earlier, but we're going to talk about that new GT concept that Toyota's come out with and some of the cool things that it's capable of and why I think it's a really sweet ride. Kind of talk about what we know so far on it and what we can maybe expect there. And then we're also going to break into the world of racing. I think I'm going to talk about some upcoming drift stuff going on here in Colorado because I know that Drift Colorado has made some recent announcements. So we're going to break down those and what they mean for you and your upcoming summer. So plenty to talk about, plenty to do, plenty to vibe on. We're going to make a shorter stream today because simply I don't have topics other than telling you what Built-In Tempo is about. And I've pretty much broken it down for you at this point. I don't want to beat a dead horse. I don't want to break it down too hard. So here we are. So if you want to tune in next week, make sure you do. I'm really excited to start conversations with you guys both in chat as well as our Discords, as well as all of our social channels that we're going to be breaking down. Don't forget to follow us on there, Built-In Tempo. It's literally in the name. The only thing that's different is our Discord, which I posted up in the chat. You can check it out below. That's named Tempo Logic. Again, I appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you for being a part of this entire experience. And we will see you on the flip side.
How could I know it would be goodbye, my love? When did the closer fall?